ache.
Welcome back, everybody, to White Sox baseball. If you are just tuning in, we are here in the top of the 6th inning. 3 solo shots for the Yankees, have them up 3-2. Scott Schiebler getting another home run in his league-leading total now at 36. And that is where we sit today, right now. Lucas Giolito sitting at, I think, 10 strikeouts now, if I'm not mistaken. No, he's at 9. Is that his count now, 2-0. I'm here with Troy Not Bolton and over 33, Trent and Troy, as we call this game today against 2 very good American League teams, the New York Yankees and the Chicago White Sox. As the count is 2-1, and a good fastball gets over for strike 2. A lot of fastballs lately from Giolito, I've noticed.
Yeah, and I think that stems from his control issues from the earlier innings. He just has more confidence in that fastball more than anything else.
This one's gonna
the least in this game.
He hasn't been hurt from that fastball. It's been pretty much the changeup. And now Judge walks to the plate. He had that solo home run, and now he's back looking for more. As the Yankees have 3 solo shots today, as that one's going to float over the middle of the plate.
I'm not sure what Judge is waiting for. That was a very hittable pitch and a huge mistake.
Well, Giolito will definitely thank him later for not swinging full through on that one. As that one's going to be hit down the line, but fall, thankfully, as the count is now 1-2. Looks like they're going with a breaking pitch. As that one's going to be inside, and it's going to plunk Judge. And now that is going to be very scary, as that's going to put a runner on for Gary Sanchez, who has a solo shot today as well. A big lead over there at first, as they're going to go back and check, and possibly a better throw might have had him. A big lead over there for Judge at first, as Sanchez is going to fall this one off to the right side. It definitely seems like they might give Judge a possibility to steal here. He's taken a big lead. As they're going to go back and check it first.
They've definitely been more aggressive in this at-bat with Judge. A little bit surprising, but he is a big man, so he might be able to get down that line at a faster rate than one of the smaller guys like Eaton.
Possibly. As that curveball is going to hang over the plate just a tad, and Sanchez is going to drive that off into foul territory on the left side. And that high changeup is going to be strike 3. So he retires Sanchez again. And now 2 outs for Stanton. 2 outs here with a runner on first base. What is the approach for Stanton? Oh, and this one is hit deep. Will it stay fair? It will. A 2-run shot for Stanton.
Was that into the second deck?
It could have possibly been. We can see on the replay, but a 3-run lead now for the Yankees here in the top of the 6th. As Stanton gets in on the action, driving in 2 with his beastly bat. As we take a look at a replay, the 4th home run given up by Giolito. You can see that one towering. Doesn't get to the second deck, but definitely long. And now Nick Castellanos up to the plate.
Well, with that, I don't think we're going to see Giolito too much longer in this game. There's been a lot of control issues with his secondary pitches. The fastball has been just fine. And he's gotten a lot of guys to swing and miss. Overall, I'd say this is a so-so game for him.
It's hard to categorize.
Yeah, it's been excellent when the Yankees haven't hit home runs.
It really
a little bit ridiculous.
It really has, as that one's going to be outside. So now 3-1. Something we haven't really seen from Giolito today, getting behind in the count.
No, and I think that last home run finally did him in there. As we see another extremely high pitch that is swung on. It's just, there's a lot of control issues today, and I'm not sure exactly what's wrong.
Well, he's got a full count now, thankfully, since Nick Castellanos decided to swing at that 3-1 pitch that was way over his head. And that is gonna be another strikeout. Giolito pumping up the strikeouts, but not without some damage done, as Stanton gets involved, and he takes this one high and deep for a 2-run shot, and now the Yankees lead 5-2. Rafael Devers to the plate. He's 1 for 2 this afternoon as the White Sox look to get busy, and as we look down, you can see that the bullpen is starting to warm up. As that is going to be 1 pitch, 1 strike, as that is fouled off to the side. 71 pitches so far for Severino. He's kind of locked it down after that shaky inning.
Yep, that ball went out.
As that is going to be ball 1.
He definitely has. He seems to be getting control on that slider, which is an extremely dangerous pitch, and honestly, I think is his best pitch.
Well, there's one driven into the gap, and I think that was off a slider as well.
Very nice hit by Devers. Very nice hit.
Definitely. He gets a leadoff double, what the White Sox needed. A leadoff base hit again for the White Sox. This one being extra bases, and I believe that was off a slider. You can check with Troy, not Bolton.
Like
Troy, not Bolton, did you see what that pitch was? Was it a slider?
I believe it was a slider, yes.
Well, thank you very much, Troy. As Blake Rutherford walks to the plate. 1-0 now the count with Devers on second base. White Sox looking for a big inning here.
Yeah, and Troy, I have a question for you. After that home run and after seeing the double for the leadoff hit for the White Sox here, how are the fans feeling in the park?
You know, the fans are having mixed emotions. You know, the White Sox will tie the game up. Everyone is kind of feeling hope, but then when they let that home run go and blow the lead, you know, they start losing hope because they're losing.
All right, thank you very much.
This has definitely been a hard game to categorize, as this one's going to be driven into left field. They're not going to run on Judge's arm. Definitely a wise decision, as Blake Rutherford gets this one underneath the second baseman. And now runners on the corners with nobody out for Scott Schiebler. He's got a home run already in this game that tied up the game, as he's going to check swing at this one, but it's going to be definitely in the zone for strike 1. White Sox have a big opportunity here with nobody out, as Scott Schiebler is going to swing over that fastball. Quickly 0-2 the count to Scott Schiebler. Severino winds up, and the 0-2 check swing. They check at third, and he did not go. So
Absolutely
definitely
not.
a big break.
Absolutely not.
Yes, a big break for Scott Schiebler, who keeps the count alive, as that ball is going to be inside as well.
I'd say that was a little bit ridiculous by Sanchez there. That bat barely came off the shoulders of Schiebler there. I don't see what he saw in that swing right there.
Well, now there is a full count. Runners coming home. They're going to go to first with the play. They are going to get him at first. A run will come in the score, though. And Blake Rutherford moves to second as Scott Schiebler gets another RBI. And now Tim Anderson to the plate. 1 out, runner on second, as that ball's going to be outside for ball number 1. 5-3 here in the bottom of the sixth. White Sox getting a run back, and they're looking to grab some more here. As Tim Anderson's going to hit this down the line, but it is going to be just barely foul.
That is something that I've noticed a lot against Severino, is that he has a lot of, he disguises his pitches well, and it's got the White Sox hitters a little bit confused here.
Oh,
it seems like.
Another one right down the line, but foul, so now the count is 1-2. Another slider left over the heart of the plate. And this one's going to be hit down the line again, but again foul. Tim Anderson battling, wants to get that run in from second base. As that one will drop, and that will be strike 3. White Sox down to the last out in the inning. Now this was a good slider.
That was a beautiful slider right there.
I think it was something like 3 or 4 sliders in a row. He was really using that slider as now Castro's to the plate. Really trying to get that run in from second base. At least make the run. Oh boy, that one is hit far but foul. He's trying to at least make it a 1-run game here. White Sox have a big opportunity.
And it's one that they do not want to miss either.
So that one's going to be strike 2. Castro looking at that one. I think with the abundance of sliders used, seeing a pitch start low and away, I think they figured that one was going to be dropping out of the strike zone, as that fastball is going to be high and inside. 1-2. As this is going to be the 91st pitch of the afternoon for Severino. And it is going to be just barely fouled off by Castro, who fights and stays alive on a 1-2 count with 2 outs here at the bottom of the 6th inning. And the pitch. And that is strike 3, another strikeout for Severino, using that slider effectively. White Sox get 1 run back. Now we head to the top of the 7th inning. Top of the 7th inning, you can see the box score. 5 hits for the Yankees, 4 of them being home runs, 3 runs for the White Sox, 9 hits, and Didi Gregorius walks to the plate, but the White Sox are going to the bullpen, and they're bringing in Michael Nobles on for the 9th time this year. He's 3-0. He's got a 1.65 ERA. Lefties are doing pretty good against him. Right-handers not too much, as he made his debut not too long ago, and he's been effective since he's been called up. So that fastball is going to be inside for strike number 1. So he's got a 4-seam, a changeup, and a cutter. What's the most effective pitch you've seen from him this season so far, Trent?
Obviously the 4-seam is his best, but I think the changeup has probably been his most effective.
Well, this cutter is going to be hit into right, and Scott Sheebler is going to get over and record the out.
As I was saying, the changeup has just been very effective as a change of pace. As you can see right there, is just they are not expecting that pitch when it comes up.
It definitely comes in a lot slower. It comes in a lot faster than it looks, I should say. It looks like it's going to be in the 70s, and it's in the mid-80s. So it's a good pitch.
Very deceptive. I agree.
And that changeup is going to be driven to third to Matt Davidson. Going to throw it on over the Devers, recording the out very quickly. And quickly, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. Brett Gardner to the plate. The bottom of the New York lineup. So Nobles, thankfully not having to go against the big boys, as that fastball is going to be inside on the hands for ball number 1. The 1-0.
I think this is exactly what the White Sox needed in this inning. They needed a quick fix to what's been going on. They need somebody to get them in and out of the inning quick so they can get back to swinging the bat, try and tie up this game, if not take the lead.
Well, they need a 1-2-3 inning, and that will not do it, as that one's going to get past Blake Rutherford.
Oh, no.
Adamine's going to get it. They're going to hold Brett Gardner at second. A weird hit I think
Very
Tim
strong.
Anderson thought that was on the bounce. I think that threw Blake Rutherford off. So a lot going wrong on that play. As that fastball is going to hit into left field, and it's going to be extra bases. Likely going to be recorded as single and an error.
Luckily, Eaton was there. Otherwise, that could have been a very bad situation for the Sox.
I'm very surprised
That
he didn't take for third.
Me too. Gardner is not a slow man. He has some wheels on him.
He does indeed. 1-2 the count. And that changeup's going to be low. Count's going to even up at 2. And that one's going to be fouled off as well. Continuing the fight. Noble is trying to get the White Sox out of the inning with no further damage done. And another foul ball off to the right side. Or to the left side, I should say. As that cutter's just going to miss the corner. As you can see, a full crowd here today for the Yankee-Sox game. A historic franchise in town. A hot White Sox team. And that is going to be strike 3 from Nobles. He gets the third out of the inning. He gets the White Sox out. And now it is time for the 7th inning stretch here at Guaranteed Rate Field. Chad Green into pitch. Severino is now out of this one. He's the pitcher of record. Chad Green 6-5 on the season. He's at a 4.98 ERA. Both left-handers and right-handers doing well against him. As Adam Eaton walks to the plate. Troy Bolton,
dangerous pitcher.
Troy, you studied this Yankees bullpen a lot. You've been around him a lot as you covered him a lot last year. What is the best pitcher in this Yankee bullpen? Because they have a number. They have Dellin Betances. They have Chad Green. They have Chapman. They've got David Robertson. They have a number of elite bullpen pitchers.
Well, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with Chapman, man. When he has that straight gas controlled, it's very hard to hit, and it's a good way to close the game out.
Definitely no doubt about that one, as Moncada's going to foul that one off to the right side. As he's going to check swing that one and look like he went, but they're going to rule he didn't.
How are you feeling, Ryan? I know at the very beginning of the game, you were saying you wanted to avoid this exact situation. Obviously, this is going to be a much tougher path for the White Sox here the rest of the game. What are you thinking?
Well, with calls like that, White Sox are definitely going to get some help. But, you know, this White Sox team, like you mentioned before, having the best batting average in the American League, I think that they can come behind from anything. As now Yohan Moncada is going to get walked here with 1 out in the 7th, and that is going to bring up Eloy Jimenez, who is, like a lot of the Yankees hitters, no strangers to the long ball. As he's 2 for 3 this afternoon. I don't know. I feel good about the White Sox chances. I feel like they're right now they're in the heart of the lineup with Eloy Jimenez up and Moncada on first, as that sinker is going to be in for strike number 1. I feel like the White Sox have a good chance.
More aggressive right here?
It depends on the count, to me. As that one's going to be hit down the line. A couple quick pitches, it looks like, from Chad Green. As the count is now 0-2 to Eloy Jimenez, as they're going to check on Moncada at first. Eloy Jimenez trying to get a run in here on the 0-2 count. And he's going to be way ahead of that slider. And that is going to be out number 2. As Matt Davidson walks to the plate. He's stranded 2 in the first inning. And he does not want to strand a runner here in the bottom of the 7th inning. He has an opportunity to tie this game up. And he's going to swing over that cutter for strike number 1. Moncada at first. Davidson at the plate. Moncada's off for second. swinging over it. A bad throw. The throw to first or second, and he is safe. Definitely that bad throw by Gary Sanchez definitely allowed Moncada to steal that bag. If he gets that throw to the other side of the bag, he's gone.
Yep. I couldn't tell if that was a botched hit and run there, if that was just a straight stolen base.
I believe it was a hit and run. That was
so.
I believe so. I could be wrong, but with the placement of the pitch, I believe it was a hit and run.
Gotcha.
0-2 the count now to Davidson. As he's going to check his swing, but he's going to go around. And the White Sox strike out again here in the 7th inning. Nobles still in the pitch, as now Frederick Gonzalez is warming up in the bullpen. White Sox still down by 2. As that fastball is going to be inside on the hands. As the big part of the lineup comes up for the Yankees. And that one's going to be hit down the line. A leadoff hit. They're going to be going for second. Blake Rutherford's going to try to get him. But he took too long to get that ball. In a leadoff double.
By the Yankees right there. Very aggressive.
You can see a good at-bat by Peterson. And now Aaron Judge to the plate with nobody out, runner on second. As they're going to have a mound visit from Michael Nobles. What is the strategy here? Nobody out. You're down by 2. You got a runner on second, and you have 3 of the biggest power hitters in the American League coming up to bat against a rookie reliever.
It's going to be very difficult, and it's definitely going to be a trial by fire right here. In my mind, I gotta figure he's going to try and pitch around these guys, or at least stick to the edges of the zone, try and make him chase after something. You definitely don't want him hitting.
You definitely don't want to do that. A 2-run bomb for Aaron Judge. His 34th of the season, 463 feet.
As he gets RBI number 100 of the season.
Yes, he does. He came in this afternoon with 97, and now he sits at 100. You can see a changeup that hung right down the middle, and Judge made no mistake about it. And he took him deep, and that looks like that's going to be it for Michael Nobles, as Frederick Gonzalez is going to be coming into the game. His 44th appearance. He's got a 3.63 ERA, and his strikeouts are phenomenal. The batting average against is phenomenal. The future closer of this club. So, White Sox are down 4. So, let's talk a little bit about the future of this club. Frederick Gonzalez, brought over by a trade, has the ceiling for his potential is just extremely high, to say the least. Does he have a chance to be the closer next season for the White Sox?
I think that really all just hinges on whether the White Sox plan on re-signing Wade Davis. Wade Davis is already at his ceiling. It's hard when you've got somebody that's already been an all-star to replace him with somebody so fresh in the league. For that to happen, I would have to think that they want his ERA to go down a bit, and I think that's a fair argument. I think for your closer, you want it to be a very, very small ERA compared to what he has right now.
Well, he strikes out Gary Sanchez with a wicked curveball. I mean, this kid throws 100 miles per hour. He's got the break on his pitches, like Clayton Kershaw, Chris Sale. I mean, he has quite the repertoire, as that fastball's at 99 miles per hour.
He definitely has the stuff to be the future closer of this ball club. I'm not going to argue with that.
I mean, look at that curveball. That thing just dropped right out of the zone. Stanton's wondering where the hell that pitch went. And this is his first year in the league. and he's shown so much potential so far, as that curveball is going to be staying high. Going to be outside for ball number 1. He's definitely showing that he's not afraid of these big hitters. He attacked Gary Sanchez. He's kind of getting away from Stanton right now, trying to finish him off, but...
And honestly, I'm not sure if I like that or not. We saw the same approach from Giolito earlier. I can't tell if this is a game plan by the White Sox or whether this is just a little bit reckless on his part. These are guys that have proven it time and time again, and even in this game they've hit home runs. I would like to see him be a little bit more careful, but I don't know if that can be avoided either.
Definitely. As this one's going to be popped out to center field. I think Troy Bolton's near a popcorn machine right now.
Yeah.
I think he gave up the nachos and he's going after the popcorn. Is that true, Troy? He might be getting some popcorn right now. We'll check in with him later, definitely.
Well, when time hits desperate measures, you got to find popcorn.
Well, I can definitely hear that popcorn machine, so let us know how it is.
Yeah, he seems like he's diving into the popcorn machine. Let's see if we can't get replay of that a little bit later.
I hope we do. As it's 1-1 count to Nick Castellanos here in the 8th inning with 2 outs. Frederick Gonzalez trying to finish off the 8th as the White Sox are now down by 4. 1-2 count to Castellanos. Frederick Gonzalez, and he is going to strike him out. He comes up, he faces a bunch of tough batters, and he strikes him out. But Aaron Judge gets the Yankees ahead by a few more with this over 460-foot home run in the middle of the 8th. Tommy Kahnle in the pitch for the Yankees, his 49th appearance. He's got a 4.18 ERA. You can see the batting average not so great. I mean, a lot of these great bullpen pitchers for the Yankees, their ERAs are just not reflecting how good they are as pitchers.
No, not at all. And I think that's kind of a product of their environment. Facing teams, like you said before, the Red Sox, the Rays, the Orioles, it's a tough division. So I'm not all that surprised, but still, these are some big names in their bullpen that are struggling.
Even a team like the Toronto Blue Jays, I mean, just the amount of power bats that are in Toronto is definitely enough to give you a headache. As Devers going to ground this one to first base, and that is going to be the first out here in the bottom of the 8th. As the White Sox are down to 5 outs, as they need to hurry up and get some runners on and get them in if they want to have a chance in this game. As Blake Rutherford steps to the plate here. He's going to ground this one to second base. He's going to grab it, throw it on over the first. And quickly 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 8th as Scott Schiebler walks up to the plate. The one bright spot so far really of the day for the White Sox. As bullpen is warming up a couple more arms. It looked like Gregory Infante and Jake McGee. As Schiebler's going to knock this one in the right. And 5 pitches was all it needed to get the Yankees through the 8th. As we head to the 9th now. 7, 8, and 9 up to bat for the Yankees. Didi Gregorius up to bat. 11 home runs, 55 RBIs on the season as Gonzalez is still in the pitch. Here in the top of the 9th inning. Home runs the story of this game today so far. Trent Bolton. Oh, go ahead, Trent. Sorry, I apologize.
No. That's all right. I was just going to ask Troy something as well. So, especially with call-up day just around the corner, Troy, what are some names that we can look forward to in the call-ups?
You got to be excited for Thompson and Robert and Nottingham, too. So you got some good talent coming up, especially Robert being the 4th top 4 prospects throughout the whole entire league.
Luis Robert did have his chance earlier. He only batted 160 as Gonzalez strikes out Didi Gregorius. I'm sure he's a player that's going to get a chance called up. The big thing is bullpen arms. Who's going to get that call up?
Probably the top prospect I can think on top of my head is Gibbons.
Gibbons is a good pitcher. He's had a solid year last year in the minors. He's been great this year as Gregory Infante comes in to pitch. You can see his numbers on the season pretty good. As the White Sox prepare for September call-ups. Can you, Trent, you've been around pitchers for your entire career. Can you see a pitcher like DeAndre Nottingham or even Alec Asher come up this season in September call-ups and be in the bullpen?
Absolutely. I think both Nottingham and Gibbons are going to get a shot at some point here in September. What I'm really looking forward to is seeing how Gibbons does on the major league level. Like you said, he's been remarkable in the minor leagues. I want to see how he does up here. I know he struggled a little bit early on. Let's see if he can't correct on that.
As this one's going to be grounded into center field. Another 2-out hit for the Yankees. And that's going to bring up the first batter in the lineup. As the Yankees flip the lineup again. As Brett Gardner gets that one into center field.
Ow. Backtracking a bit. Sorry, I hit my microphone there, Ryan.
No, you're good.
Backtracking a bit to what Troy said. What is the biggest thing about Robert that you like in his game?
You know, even when he was up here earlier and he had his couple stints and he didn't play that well, you know what? I'll save that for you when we come back here in the bottom of the 9th inning. White Sox looking to make a big comeback. They got the 8, 9, and 1 hitter due up to bat.
Very nice tease.
We're back here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Tim Anderson leading it off. And you know, like we said in the bottom of the 8th, or the top of the 9th, I'm sorry, Luis Robert has that kind of resiliency around him that he's not going to let that early start bother him. You know, he knows he's got a fresh start. You know, there's a lot of fans that are looking forward to seeing him play, and he knows that there's a stacked outfield out there. As a fantastic catch by Nick Castellanos robs Tim Anderson of a extra base hit. Plays like that will get you MLB time.
I have no words at this point. This Yankees team has played pretty well defensively here today.
Well, that one's going to be grounded right to Didi Gregorius, who makes a good defensive play on one knee. And the White Sox down to their last out. Adam Eaton up to the plate. He's batting .307 on the season. And the White Sox down 4 runs with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Adam Eaton trying to get the White Sox on. Tried to produce a miracle with the... You know, they got the top of the lineup. There's always a chance. Baseball is a crazy game.
It's not over till it's over.
And now the White Sox down to their final strike. Tommy Kahnle trying to close the Sox out. His former team. As Adam Eaton's going to fall this one off to the right side. All the fans have stayed. Through all the home runs, they have stayed true to their team here. They've stayed. They battled with the Sox. As that slider's going to be inside on Adam Eaton. Moving the count to 1 and 2. Tommy Kahnle prepares the 1 and 2. As this one's going to be hit to the right side, to the first baseman. And that is going to do it for the White Sox. Home runs, the story of today's game. No doubt about it. Solo shots by Stanton. Or not even just solo shots, just home runs by Judge. He had 2. Stanton, Sanchez, Didi Gregorius. I mean, even the White Sox, you know, Schiebler getting another home run, advancing his American League lead. Just home runs were the story of today's game.
Absolutely. And I think that's why the fans stayed. It was an amazing day if you love home runs. Unfortunately, the Sox don't come out with this one as the Yankees show off the power that they have in their lineup. overall, I didn't think the pitching was all that bad today. It was just a couple of bad pitches, and I know that sounds ridiculous with the score the way that it was, but I didn't think the pitching was all that bad today.
No, I completely agree. But unfortunately, White Sox unable to walk away with this one. They drop it 7-3 to the Yankees. Both clubs getting 9 hits apiece. Giolito getting his 8th loss. Severino getting his 14th win. Puts him in 2nd place in the American League. And we thank you guys for watching today's game. Alright guys, that is going to do it for today's episode. I had a lot of fun, even though the White Sox lost. A lot of home runs, but I really enjoyed hanging out with Trent and Troy, finally getting this episode recorded that I wanted to do. So I thank you guys for joining me and doing this with me.
I have one thing to say to you.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Go Twins.
Alright guys, with that we'll finish there.
Okay.
I guess Troy wants to say something.
I'll go fuck. No, yeah, thanks for having us. By the way, go White Sox. And next time, bring more nachos.
Hell yeah. And with that, guys, thank you for hanging out with us, and we will see you next episode.